just come in.
Why?
And then go to the back. There's like a little concrete area back there.
Yeah, but is anyone there?
Huh?
I'm already live.
Oh, you're already live?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's somebody in the back, but I don't think it's going to be a nuisance.
Well, honey, they're gonna hear about our relationship.
Who cares?
They're gonna think I'm weird.
You are weird. You're talking to yourself live
Oh my gosh!
with some other people. That's weird.
So we are at a place called Hidden Coffee, and it's really hidden, but Sully is suggesting that I go in there and talk. Okay, fine. Seriously?
Come on, let's go.
How many people are in there?
There's not very many people. You can go to the back outside. There's probably like one person sitting. And I'm more than likely they'll get home because you're going to be talking.
To myself. Can you carry my purse? All right, I think I'm live, right?
Did it go 1, 2, 3 live?
I don't know, because you walked in.
Did it go 3, 2, 1 live?
I don't know.
I don't think you're live.
I don't think so. It says live. Oh, it is live.
Oh, you're...
Okay, we are walking to a coffee place called Hidden Coffee. We are a hot mess. We're on vacation, but it's we need to find a quiet place.
Hurry up.
I'm gonna get hit by a car. Okay, so sorry that I am unprepared for where I was shooting from. I thought I was gonna shoot from the car, but Sully thinks that it's better that I shoot inside the coffee shop. And sound like an idiot. Okay. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my gosh. Super cute. Did you order our drinks already? Oh. Oh my god, how cute is this place? Concrete jungle. Oh yeah, this is super cute. Okay, I'm glad you brought me in. Oh yeah, I got a pretty background. I'm all about pretty. Okay. Oh,
And that
hold
can
on, I gotta
work.
push myself a little bit. Can you sit over here in case I want you in it?
I don't want to be in it. I'm working.
Okay. Oh, I got a wedgie. Sorry. Okay. Now I'm ready. Okay. So, Sully, oh, my forehead looks so big. Why? Okay. Hi, Danielle. Welcome to Live with Bopha. There's no Danielle here, but she is on. I am in California currently, and we just snuck out of the house to go live. And today, oh my gosh, why am I shaking? Because there's someone else right here. Anyways, we are going. I gotta pull my underwear up. Okay. Hi, Kathy. Oh my goodness. Hi, Jojo. Hi, Amanda. We're going to talk about marriage today just because we just celebrated our 11-year wedding anniversary, and we had a great time. And I mean, through the years, it's, you know, been trying times and happy times, and we just want to kind of go over some things that I know people have questions about. So yeah, so we'll be talking about that. Well, I will be talking about that. I'm trying to get Sully to get in on this video, but he said his hair is ugly. Ugly. I mean, I didn't even do my hair. I think I just put like mousse in my hair. That's all I did. And some beach wave stuff. That's all. Hey Jojo, how's that baby girl? I still need to go visit. I am so behind. All right. So today I had asked some of you guys if you had any questions for me regarding, you know, marriage, relationships in general. Sully and I have been together for 2004, which makes it 13 years together, and then 11 years of marriage. I'm so glad I have a little baby watching me too. Boy, stop being a diva. Oh, I know. He's so diva. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't even understand. Don't get it. But anyways, he's going to find, after this, he wants to go find some place to cut his hair. But the last time we did something like that out of town, he took the buzzers and he goes, can I just use your buzzers? And he paid her full price to cut his own hair. Crazy, crazy. So anyway, Sully and I have been together for, hi Ashley, for 13 years, 11 years of marriage. Yeah, but I've been liking this guy for a very, very long time. I don't know if you guys know my story. I probably shared it a few times. But my parents are very strict, and I remember a girlfriend of mine coming over to my house when we were in middle school, and she brought her Harding middle school yearbook, and I was just looking through it, and I was like, ooh, this guy's really cute. I don't get to see dudes. Like, I don't get, like, my parents just, like, you don't see them. And I thought, oh my God, the name's Sullivan. Like, I love that. Oh, thanks, Ashley. I was like, well, is he Asian? Because, I mean, his name's Sullivan. Like, that's like an Irish name. And anyways, I did not get to meet him until, I think the first time I met him, I was probably a senior in high school. And I knew of him, but didn't really get to know him at all until then. And I remember another classmate of mine, she was dating somebody on the wrestling team, the same team as his. And I was like, yeah, there's this cute guy named Sullivan. And like, I think he's just so hot. And so she, of course, told her boyfriend. It got to him, and I will have to ask him what he thought when that was told, but he said my name was weird. Yeah, but then he married me. So anyways, yeah, so marriage obviously has its ups and downs, and hey Andre, but overall there's nothing that a few things I would change, but not a whole lot. I mean, that's what marriage is about, is to go through it together with someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with, through the good and the bad and everything. I mean, it's definitely something that a lot of us, look forward to, I would assume. But I know that it's not easy. So, hey, I'm waiting for my coffee. I need coffee. The kids they have been driving us kind of crazy. Well, not the boys, but the girl. She is on a whole nother level. Like I'm not traveling with her ever again. Like, for a while. She's not being herself right now because of the routine, but I hope my sweet little girl comes home with us, because she's not here in California with us, that's for sure. So, hi Michelle, hi Angel. Okay, I'm waiting for my coffee, but I have my girlfriend sent me all these great questions that I was like, is it too early to even tell the truth right now? Like, it's a lot of stuff to... Yeah, so I wrote it down. So I hope I can read my own handwriting. Here are the questions. Hello. So I came to California. I didn't want to buy any new stuff. So I'm wearing Pana's borrowed dress, borrowed Bay's Gucci bag, because I just love it. I'm hoping Sully would get me one while I'm here, but he said no. And I'm borrowing Pana's shoes. Pana dressed me today then. I think I'm just going to start. Well, no, I don't want to start the questions without him, because I think he'd be great at answering some of it with me too. But gosh, what else can I say about marriage right now? Hi, Thummy. Okay, well, maybe I can. All right, anybody? Well, Thummy, you're newlywed, kind of. And some of you guys also have been married for some time. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me on here, or any advice that you would want to give to someone that's either getting married or just got married. It would be great. You're looking gorgeous as always. Oh, thank you. Don't feel like it. Today's my first day wearing makeup while in California. Each other company on this trip. Have you guys been enjoying each other's company on this trip with the kids? Yeah. We actually yesterday we went out to dinner, and we met with my friend Kenneth and his girl Tiffany, and we got seated together, us four, and then my mom and my cousins and all the kids got seated in different ones. So I felt like I could watch my kids from the other side, like from the other table, and have an adult conversation with my friends. So that was really, really nice. And we also went to Napa right before our anniversary. We went to just one winery just because we had dinner plans with my family, and it was amazing. It was breathtaking. It was something on our bucket list that we've always wanted to do. So to be there, it was surreal. Wine country was very, very beautiful, like so beautiful. I definitely want to come back, and I want to do the train. I see a lot of my friends like posting about this train that goes through the Napa Valley area, and I want to do that. Hey, boo. Oh, yeah. You guys look at it's my cappuccino.
Yes.
So my choice of drink is cappuccino right here, and Sully's on. You want to come over here on this side?
Honey, I'm going to be working.
Oh.
You want the computer in front of my face?
Well, okay, fine. But I might ask you some questions, and you can just answer it from here.
I'm not working.
So Sully's been working the entire time we've been here. The only day,
entire time, but
a lot of the time, he was here, but he really wasn't here.
Someone's got to pay for this trip.
It's him. Well, anyways, so we're gonna go. Oh, let's see. How do you keep the love life spicy? If you know Sully, you'll know. You'll know that he's you know what?
Spicy, huh?
Yeah,
he's
always trying to get it.
I get some chili sauce.
Chili sauce.
Some sriracha. I bring it to the bedroom, and I said, let's get spicy with it.
He doesn't do that. He brings chocolates, so that's for sure, for himself. Hi, BFF. Sully, relax. The hair. Come on, show him the hair. I don't even think it looks bad.
Dude, I have a closing on Friday, so I need to go get a haircut.
I know, but can you just come show them how you look like? Can you come say hi? I do have a husband that
What's up? My hair is just, look at it. I need a haircut.
This is Silver Fox. Isn't he a Silver Fox?
So, as soon as I get a cut, maybe I'll get in front of this camera, but right now it's just...
No one cares about how... I didn't even do my hair.
I know, but you're naturally beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you, Sully. Don't hear that. Just kidding. I know. Sully is just Sully. He's too much. Hey, Sully, that's a light that you just threw that on.
Oh, it's a light? No, that looks like a... That looks like a water, like a drain to me.
Oh, Eric Bacom in the house. Oh, no. He's like trouble. Eric, don't ask any questions. Okay. Yeah, so that's how we keep our love life spicy is, I mean, obviously
this coffee is great.
We have 4 kids, and yeah, that's so important to us. Like, one thing that's super important to us is making sure that we are who we are before we had children. I mean, granted that we changed a lot, but I mean, at one point in our marriage too, we did lose touch of that, like a lot of it, I felt like, and but I'm so glad we never gave up. I mean, there was definitely talks of like, Sully, I'm talking. It's my show.
Go ahead.
Don't interrupt my show. Ahead. You're not. You're just an audience.
Hey, when you talk about quitting, I just want to laugh.
Okay. Yeah, we did. We at one time wanted to just throw in the towel and was like, this is too much work. Like, I don't want to be in this. Like, this is not what I signed up for. Because what I knew about marriage was that he was gonna...
Hey, I still got it locked up in the safe.
I thought that it was going to be this, like, fairy tale, like, I don't know, like, he was going to kiss me every night. He was going to tell me I'm beautiful every single moment, at every single second. Yeah, that doesn't. But what's the worst argument you've ever had? Okay. Sorry, I'm like ahead of myself. I'm reading the questions, but
yeah,
but
you should come back to those.
I know. I'm new. This is my first day by myself. Okay, it's the first time we're on the job. Okay.
All right, you talk, I work.
Okay. So anyway, so Andre has a question. What's the worst argument that you've had? It's probably the same one over and over again. I would say me spending
I'd say money, period. I
Yeah,
think in
money,
any
financials.
relationship, financial is the #1 argument, I think, with most people.
Okay, why don't you just come over here?
No,
You have a lot to say,
I know, but I'm
obviously.
working. I'm trying to get connected to the internet. I can't even do that yet.
Okay. Yeah, so being real here, financials is always a huge thing that we fight about. It's, you know, it's one of those things where, I mean, he's a saver and I am a spender. I mean, the yin and the yang, you know. But I don't want to be a spender, you know, but I just like things. But I have him to balance me and say, you know what, honey, like, this is what because, you know, we sit down and we talk about what we want in life, you know. It may be that we want to travel with the children. It may be that we want to do this to the house, or we want to do whatever it is that that's going to give us, you know, something to set goals for. We do have it together, and that's something that we both agree on. But then sometimes one of us falls off track, you know, and it could be with financials, it could be with parenting, it could be with a lot of different things. And so I think with marriage, communication is definitely key. And like Soli always told me, it's like, write everything down, even if it sounds stupid, even if it whatever. I like writing it down. I don't always check things off. Like, I'm really bad at that. He writes it down and checks it off. And then I'm like, oh, then I go back to my thing. And mine sometimes naturally gets checked off, but in my head. And, you know, but that's how we kind of help each other. You know, like, Soli could say something to me, and I don't even get mad anymore. And he doesn't get mad at me when I call him out on things. Well, sometimes we do get a little irritated, but that's normal. And I think being open with each other and just expressing to each other how we feel without feeling like someone is like picking on someone or nagging on someone, it's really just helping each other grow. And I know that when you know, I used to be a super saver in a relationship a lot. It's like, because I didn't want to, like, you know, like, make something seem big if it was small. It would be one of those things where I would just kind of just stay hush-hush about, and then all of a sudden when he pisses me off, I'm like, well, you did this and you did that, and he's like, when did I do that? When? And I'm like, I don't remember because I didn't jot it down, you know. And so that's when it was like, you know what, I just need to be open and be like, you know what, you hurt my feelings because you said this, you know, or whatever it is. Or like, you know, like, I would like to see you like spend more time with the children, you know, like without me asking you, you know, things like that. And before, like I said, when those things were said, because we actually have a role in our relationship, you know, Soli's the one that works for our family and I am the one that takes care of the children. We sometimes don't know how to balance that, you know, because I will be all being a mother and he'll be all the career, you know, the career part. And then once we get to a point where we're like, gosh, we miss each other, you know, and then it gets, I get really emotional, you know, and I know, I say, then that's when.
Here's a napkin for those tears of yours.
I know, but that's when I'm able, and like I feel, and I'm glad I have someone like Soli to come in and say, thanks for telling me, or, you know, it's okay to feel that way. You know, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. But I think that, sorry, I'm crying on live television. Not this television, but crying. But like when I talk about relationships, I really value our marriage so much, and I know he does too. And, you know, when you throw kids in the mix, things get a little harder, and
Still going?
kind of. It's like a flood zone.
You know, normally in tapings, what they would do is cut and then come back.
I know, but we can't cut. They're like looking at me. It's okay. But anyways, it's I love you too, Sissy.
Well, please don't read the comments because then you're going to keep crying.
I know.
Just get to what you need to get to.
Okay, well, the questions are on there, Sully. Yeah, but I think it took us a while to get to where we are. I feel the most confident now, you know, that we've been through a lot together. I think when we got married, I was 23, he was 24. We were definitely young. We didn't feel like we were young. I remember people saying, gosh, you guys are so young getting married. And I'm like, I'm old as fuck. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then looking back, when people tell me that, they, that they're 24 and they're getting married, because I'm a makeup artist and I do lots of weddings, and I'm like, gosh, you are so young. Like, and then it brought myself back to when I got married, and it made me understand what people said, you know. But, you know, and my girlfriend, Sakara, had asked a question. She said, I know it was a question she had asked. Oh my gosh, where are you? Okay. Would you still get married when you did if you could do it all over? And would you change anything about that day? You know, looking back at this very moment, I wouldn't change anything. I was ready to marry Sully. I was probably immature. I was a lot more immature than Sully, I'm not going to lie to you. Sully's just like this old soul, and that's probably why Sullivan is also the same way. And I'm just a fun, kind of whatever kind of girl, and I wouldn't change it because I grew up knowing that I had old parents. One of my wishes was that, you know, that my dad and my mom was alive to see me get married and meet my husband and see me have my children. And those were everything that I ever wanted, and it was fulfilled. And so that in itself I would not change at all. And I also am so happy that Sully has seen me at my absolutely worst in my life, and he's also been there through it all. And you know, he lost his mom when he was only, what, 19, 20?
That's 20 years old, I think. 20.
So when I lost my dad, he knew all the right words to say, all the things to do, when I was just losing it, you know. We always say, this is kind of a funny thing, but my dad never wanted me to date. I mean, they knew I dated or whatever, but never asked to like meet anybody. I remember I pulled up to my house one day, and my mom goes, "Who's in the car?" And I said, "Oh, my friend." And she's like, "Your dad wants to meet him." And I'm like, well, holy shit, I haven't even told him I have strict ass freaking parents. And I went out there and I was like, can you just like, if my parents ask you things, just like make sure you say like good things, you know, like make sure you sound good, because like I probably just started dating for like a month, right?
Yeah, I think it was like a month.
Yeah, it was really, really early
I mean, I'm
on.
sure
I didn't even
go in there and be like, what's up?
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
And I never warned him about my parents, so I brought him in the house, and he my parents of course asked everything from who your parents are, where your parents live, what you do, like what do you do, and I mean everything. It was kind of scary. And then they just sat there and watched WWE.
Yeah, WWE.
Yeah, WWE.
Or WWF.
It was WWF or whatever, and it was silent. My dad is not a man of many words. He didn't say much. Yeah, he didn't say much. It was scary. I didn't know when to, like, hey, we gotta go. I didn't know any of that. And my mom doesn't speak English, and so it was kind of like, awkward. And, so anyways, looking back now, I wonder if my dad knew that Sully was the one for me, and he brought us together.
I don't think it mattered if I was the one. He's like, man, get this daughter of mine off my hands.
Sully has always said that. He's
like, dude, I need someone to take care of my daughter, and you seem like you'd be a fool enough to do it. So
and
here you go.
You were. So, yeah, no, anyways, that was the first time my parents have ever, like, met anyone I've ever dated, and it was scary, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I always imagine when you meet your parents for the first time that it's planned. I never thought it was not going to be planned. So, that was funny. How did Sully propose from Ashley? Sully, you want to tell the story? Because I only know my side of the story, and your side of the story,
obviously,
obviously you planned
you fucked it all up.
I did. I fucked it all up. I did. Well, I was in Seattle with my parents actually, and I had this weird feeling that he was going to propose, but I thought that he was going to get on the airplane, and like surprise me and say, you know what, I'm actually going on this trip with you. And he dropped me off and he didn't get on the airplane with me, so I'm like, oh, I guess it's not going to happen, you know, whatever. And then all of a sudden, my cousin's trying to get me to go back to Seattle. I was at my sister's house that's outside of Seattle and about 45 minutes away. And I was busy shopping with her. She's a sister that shops quite a bit, and that's where I get it from. And my cousin was like, come on, we have to hurry. And I was like thinking to myself, why do we need to hurry for? And I mean, hours passed by. I mean, you're talking about like 3-4 hours. And he ends up, you know, he couldn't wait for me anymore. And so he ended up getting a ride. How did you get a ride to Linwood area?
I think it's Tito Kwan.
Someone brought him to me, and I remember looking at clothes at the mall, and I was like, gosh, someone is like behind me and just like hovering over me, like, give me some freaking space. So I turned around, and there he was. He was like, oh, you're shopping, are you? And I'm like, yeah, I am. So he caught me in the act, and he still proposed, but not right then. I was like, oh my gosh, please don't propose here. This is not what I wanted. Like, I didn't want that. And he did it. He waited, and we went to Salty's in Seattle. We had dinner with my cousins, Xoxo, and Dara, and Soria. They're my cousins that we've been BFFs since we were little, and he proposed then. And I remember the first thing I said to him was, is this a joke? Because I've always asked you to do it in a funny way, and is this the funny part? Is that it's a joke? And it wasn't. It was for real. So then we've been engaged. Then we got engaged. That was in 2005, and then we got married in 2006. So it's been a journey. Huh? Are you imitating me?
No,
okay. Gosh. Anyway. Hi, Miley. I know. You know how I cry. I cry, especially when we talk about that. And yes, Sully is just like his brother Bruce. Like they're so vain.
Vain? Come on.
Martina, thank you. Happy anniversary. Because I'll just pull up a chair. I know. Mana wants you to sit next. She wants to see your beautiful face.
Oh, man.
So we'll go through these questions.
Okay, you guys aren't really going to get to see me because I'm behind my computer.
Okay, he's working too a little bit. So if he loses track. Can you do it this way?
We've already done it, so we already got that route.
Oh, I see. So we'll look skinnier.
Okay, here, that's good, right there. You can get half my face, because then you can't see all my hair. Because then if you see all my hair, then you'll see how it's unshaved
this is my husband,
and uncut.
And his boobs. He got bigger boobs than I do.
Why you gotta bust me out on live?
Well, because I have small boobs.
That's ridiculous.
Anyway.
Okay, go ahead. You do your thing. I'm gonna work. And then...
So I'm gonna post some of these questions, and I'm going to answer them. And then if Sully wants to chime in, he can. But don't make me look like the bad person, okay?
All right.
Just kidding.
You only look at what you can see.
Just so you know, Sully is super serious, and I'm super goofy and weird. So we're total opposites. You might think that we're the same, but like everything from food to music, we are so opposite. Okay. Oh, how do we sneak in sexy time in a marriage now with kids? Well, Andre asked that same question. If you know Sully, he'll still find somehow, some way. Always will find a way, and I thank him for that.
Tell your kids go grab a damn iPad and go to their room. And get it in where you can get it in.
And the kids, oh my gosh, we have to tell you guys something super funny. So what did Sullivan say? He said that
you only have you only make out on holidays.
So you make out only on holidays. And so it was the 4th of July, and they're like, he asked if we were going to make out because it was the 4th of July. It was a holiday. And then
he goes, when I get older, I'm going to save myself for holidays.
And then on our anniversary, when we got in the bed, they're like, Sullivan goes, well, Maxwell and Campbell, you guys should sleep on this bed because it's their anniversary. I mean, our kids kind of, you know, they I don't know where they learn it from. Well, actually, I do know. Sully's very honest with our children, so they know quite a bit. And so I don't ever have to worry about that talk because I feel like Sully already told them on his own time. Yeah.
I keep it real.
Okay. How did relationship change with hubby after kids? Well, a lot changed. I think for the better though, because I mean, in the first time it was really rough. You know, I had an ectopic pregnancy before, so that wasn't successful. And then after that, I had a miscarriage at 16 weeks with Penelope. And I remember after that, that loss, I remember coming home and just like not being pregnant, no baby. It was just a weird moment in my life. And then to make it also weird was that my husband didn't know the way I felt, you know, when you carry a child. And I didn't expect, well, okay, back then I did expect him to know, but looking back, no, that was my bad for even expecting him to know how I feel, or I was expecting him to sit there and like hold me for like days on end, like forever, and he didn't do that because he had to work.
Well, not only that, I mean, we were young, and then also I'm a guy. When you want to talk about physical, so here's the thing: women have a physical attachment to when they're pregnant right away. They feel like they're carrying the baby. They already have this thing growing inside of them.
Oh man!
As a man, I don't know what that feels like. I can't tell you or begin to tell you how that feels because I'll never feel that way. So for me, it was kind of like, gosh, I didn't. You know, I couldn't relate because I didn't know how she was feeling physically. And so for her to insinuate or think that I knew how she was feeling or how she should cope with it, I couldn't do that because I didn't know how she felt. But then when it happened, when I physically touched, I mean, I didn't probably actually grieve, or it didn't hit me until probably even a year or 2 years later when I was sitting there and thinking about the magnitude of what had happened. And it, you know, then I can reflect on it. It just, people are different. And if you're not feeling that way, if you feel like someone should feel the exact same way as you, I mean, that's just crazy because we're all different people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's how I felt about it. But now, yes, I understand emotionally I can come back and relate to it because physically after it happened and I seen it and I was able to touch, you know, baby Penelope, it changed my mind. It changed how I felt at that moment. At the moment that it happened to her, I couldn't really relate to it because it's just not something that, you know, again, I couldn't physically, you know, relate to it. That's just how I learn. I have to physically almost go through certain things myself so that I can relate and experience it and
yeah, I mean,
express how I feel.
And so then when we had Solon, I thought, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so perfect. We've been wanting a baby forever, and oh my goodness, did we fight so much? Like, I know. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose real quick. Sorry. Yeah. So I was, you know, once again, like just like marriage, you know, you think it's going to be a certain way, and when it's not, some people give up and some people just keep going. And same thing with having Sullivan for the first time. You know, we didn't talk about how we were going to parent. You know, Sully grew up in a whole different home environment than myself, and I remember one time when Sullivan sleeping on Sully, and he almost dropped him because he was like dozed off. I freaking went batshit crazy on him, and I didn't compose myself first, and you know, and realize, you know, we're all new at this. Like, this is not something that I should have just freaked out on, you know. And so now, after having multiple children, it's been a little bit easier for us because we know what to expect. But the first time as parents, it was really, really hard because I think as for a girl, expectations of what life would be like with having a child after having so many losses, I thought it was just going to fix everything that we had. So that included, like, we had financial problems, you know, together. Like, I thought that, oh, this baby will fix everything, or whatever, like communication. that were lacking or whatever, I thought this would fix everything, and it didn't. It takes ourselves to kind of really work on that. So if you ever think that, oh, maybe a baby will help my relationship, it could, but it's a lot of work, and
Sorry, I'm shaking the table from typing.
that's okay. It's a lot of work, and I mean, they're the greatest thing that ever happened to us. It really, I would say that the kids grew us to be even better at marriage sometimes, because it's so important for us to, we want our children to know what being committed to someone really is. And I can say that all my kids, all of our kids, they want what we have. They see the true sides. We try not to argue in front of them, but there has been a few times where we have, and I remember Sullivan goes, is it normal? Is it that you argue? Yeah, it really is. Unfortunately, there's some things that we just, as much as I want to be like that perfect mom or whatever, I'm not, or perfect wife, I'm just not. And so sometimes shit just comes out of my mouth that
A lot of shit comes out of your mouth.
That doesn't mean to come out. So I guess with our children, we're just raising them to be real, to show them what real marriage is like, because they also see how much we love each other. Because I don't ever want our children to give up, because I see that a lot. I see when the tough, I'm not going to talk about everything, but there was a lot of times where Sully and I just want to throw in the towel in everything, and
oh, that's my phone, sorry.
But I'm glad we stuck it out, because I can say we are better people because of it, and I want to be an example for my children to know that love does exist, and it doesn't have to be what you read in a magazine or what you see on TV. That's not.
This is not the Notebook, all right? This is not the Notebook.
Although, you want to try to hold me like that?
We tried that.
Oh yeah,
the other day. So, the only thing that I can chime in on that is here's the situation. You could decide to give up, because it's easy to give up, and this isn't anything that you do in life, whether it be a relationship, whether it be work, whether it be anything that you have, whether it be friendship, whether it be whatever you have, parents. It's easy to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm done with this shit. I don't want to deal with this no more. I don't want to deal with these people or this person. I'm just going to be done. But you can do that, and it could be easy to do that, or you could say, you know what, I really invested a lot of time. I look at a relationship, whether it be my friends, whether it be my wife, anything that I have, I look at it as me depositing time into this relationship. If I'm depositing time into this relationship, I look at it as an investment. I'm depositing my time. Time is everything. You can never get that back. So I've been with this woman for a long time.
How long?
I've been trying to teach her to be a certain way. You know how crazy I would be if I was just like, you know what, I'm done with you. Because you know what she would do? She would take all the good stuff that I taught her and go do it for another man. I am not going to let that happen. I've invested too much time in this relationship to just give up and go somewhere else. So that's my 2 cents. I feel like, hey, if you're already in it and you've been working on a work in progress and investing your time into a relationship to grow it, you're watering it, to green it, then you should stick with it. And you should stick through the hard times.
Yeah, it definitely takes two to do that. So if the other person's not reciprocating it.
Oh, yeah, right. If you're not getting, let's say you're investing in something and you're not getting some sort of return, then yeah, it does make it a little bit more difficult. But that's where the communication comes in. If you're able to communicate and say effectively and say, hey, you know what, I've been doing a lot of this, I've been doing a lot of that, and when am I getting back? What are you helping me with? What are we doing to grow our relationship? Mm-hmm. Then yeah, I think that, at a certain point you're gonna be like, you know what, I've invested way too much time in this and I keep on investing and I'm not getting any type of return. Then yeah, you'll be a fool to stick in a situation like that. But I think in a situation where both people are trying, both people are reciprocating, both people are, going in and depositing time into that investment in the relationship, then I think it ultimately will end up working. Everybody's gonna fight, everybody's gonna argue.
Yeah.
It happens.
Only one person wins, and it's me. So next question from Debbie. Who wears the pants? Well, today Sully kind of is. I'm wearing a dress. But
I don't
and
per se
none of
wears
us do.
pants, yeah.
Honestly, we, like I said, we have this role that we, in our marriage, that we agreed on. That we, you know, and it doesn't have to be, no one else's relationship has to be like ours, but this is what works. You know, yes, I have a business, but it's not my number one. It's my number one is obviously taking care of the household. And
I don't think you should put it. I think the biggest thing is priorities, right? So sometimes your priorities change. I'm going to fill in for it. My priorities change. She's going to fill in
which
for it.
it did. You know, when I opened up my business, you know, like Sully was tackling, you know, when you open up your own business, you're risking everything to not earn anything, and that's what we were at. And he had to take care of the children and at the same time bring in all the income, and that was a struggle for so long.
And do the laundry, and cook, and do the dishes. The list goes on. But that's what I had to do at the time.
Yeah, and so now I'm in the position where I had to change my business model, and yeah, some people probably weren't happy, but at the same time, I had to do what was best for my family and myself. And I still, you know, I'm doing it. I'm just not doing it as much as I used to. And I'm able to be home with the children Monday through Friday, and then work on the weekends. And that way, you know, things are done at the house, you know, for the kids. The kids, you know, if they need dropped off somewhere, I can do all of the carpooling and all that stuff too. So, yeah, so, you know, it took us a while to get there, and it just happened just a few months ago. And I can tell you that once we figured out what we needed to do in our careers and in our personal life, I felt like it made our relationship a lot more enjoyable. There wasn't tension, there wasn't animosity. It was just a lot of, we know our roles, you know, and we do them. I mean, sometimes I slack off on the laundry part, and then he has to pick it up, but that's what husbands are for. He's good at it. I'm just good at throwing it in the washer and the dryer, and then peace. I don't know where you go after that. But one time I did finish laundry, and he touched me, and he's like, "Is everything okay? Like, are you not feeling like well?" I was feeling really well actually that day. And sometimes I lose my shit. Being home with the kids a lot, I lose my fucking shit. And so, Sully always has to, like, let's go and have a drink, or let's go to dinner, you know, let's figure something out so I can just get away for a little bit, you know. So that's what's really nice about knowing when you see the other person stressing out. So, like, sometimes with Sully's work, he gets super stressed out, and you know, I try to keep the kids away because he works from home, and sometimes I fail at that, but at the same time, I'm trying to create an environment for him where it's not as stressful, just because I know when he's not working, he probably wants to be in a relaxed environment, and having 4 children is not always a relaxing environment, especially when the house is messy and all that stuff. So we try to, you know, keep it organized. How do you deal with conflict in your marriage? Communication.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, we had one yesterday morning. It was great. But, you know, by 11 p.m. we settled it. So.
Whatever. Next question.
So funny.
Next question.
Anyways, yeah, but that's how we deal with conflict, honestly. It's just communication. And we don't even go through silent treatment. Back in the day, we used to go through silent treatment like nobody's business. Now, I don't have time for that. We're too grown for that, honestly. We just talk about it and squash it or whatever. And, you know, either you agree with it or don't agree with it. It's your opinion, my opinion, whatever. You know, that's how we deal with it. How do you feel about Sully compared to when you first met him, and what advice would you give your children when finding a spouse? Well, I kind of, you know, the advice part of the children, my whole goal here in our marriage is to create a true real life marriage. You know, this is real life for us, and so I want my kids to know the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, but I also want them to know that you're devoted, you're committed, you stick it out, and that I hope someday that they will be able to find that in someone, you know. And also, if they're wasting too much time on someone when they know it's not going anywhere, if they don't have the same goals or whatever, that it's okay to leave. It's okay to, you know, part of having different relationships in life is to help you grow. And I want my children to know that, because I felt like my parents didn't allow like dating really, so I didn't know. I mean, so Sully gets to experience all of that, and with me, so he actually probably got to see me grow the most out of, I mean, my friends get to see me grow, but not the way that you see me grow. It's on another level. And for me, when I met Sully, you know, he's always been an old man, like always has been, you know, just always.
I fucked up a lot when I was a kid, so.
Yeah, so he grew up faster than I did, you know, like usually they say girls grow up faster. In our relationship, it's the other way around. And you know, like I said, you know, I didn't have any real relationships until him, and so he got to experience my like a lot of immature ways about me, and I remember thinking too, like, gosh, he's like no fun. He's so serious. Like, why can't he just like take a joke, like, you know? Because I'm always joking around, and but now it's kind of weird because he's still the same person, but he's a little funnier. Like before, he used to not be funny at all. Like, yeah, you were.
That's what you thought.
No, he wasn't at all. He had no sense of humor. He was just all about business and get it done. Like that was like his.
And I still get it.
I know, but like you still gotta have a little fun. So I came in the picture, and here he is, a fun-loving dad bod with the silver hair. Yeah. Okay. What's one piece of advice that you know now that you guys would tell your younger selves?
Don't dwell on the bullshit. Keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving, because there's no time for that.
If it's not worth 5 minutes, if it's not going to matter to you in 5 years, it's not going to matter to you, don't give it 5 minutes. I mean, it's just,
yeah.
I've heard that saying just the other day, and it makes sense because it's true. If you're not, sorry, I'm texting at the same time, but if you're not, you know, if it's not going to matter to you, I mean, why are you even arguing? Why are you wasting your breath on it? Why are you even, why? It makes no sense. Why?
Yeah.
Just keep it moving. If you have a problem, solve it. If there's an issue, solve it.
Hey, that sounds like Vanilla Ice.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Got a problem, now solve it. Kick it. Or something like that. What's the one thing that no one told you about marriage that you wish you knew? But I'm telling you guys now that it's real life. I mean, marriage is hard, and marriage is something that you'll have to work on it, you know, and it'll get a little bit easier, but don't ever give up, you know. I mean, I see a lot of people, you know, like get divorces at an early time, but I mean, I don't know their business, so I don't know what happened or anything. But if you're having like financial problems, things like that, those are things that you can fix together. Trust issues, unfortunately, I don't know, like that's really hard. I don't know how that would work if you don't have trust. Like I trust Sully 100%. And like I said, he makes me feel the most confident. Like he can go to wherever.
I go to strip clubs.
And I don't care. I just don't care, because
the thing is this, is that guys and girls are different.
We are. We're totally different creatures. And I'm okay with that. And it took me a long time to understand that, but now that I understand it, I think, you know, we could do whatever, you know. Sully lets me go on these girlfriend trips, and you know, and I have a great time without him, you know. And that's like the one thing that I always advise people is to be yourself still, to take time for each other, even if it's once every month or once every other month. It's starting off slowly is better than nothing, because I see a lot of people too where you know, their life changed because they have children, for instance, and it's all about the kids, you know, and the kids are a priority, definitely, but what is it when you don't have that in the home front, you know,
back
for the
is
kids?
Straight sweating.
Duh. Look who's right next to ya. Hottie over here.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I said that to somebody the other day. Oh, at the fights. I said it too.
You said to Pat.
Yeah, I said it to Pat. I'm like, he's like, it's so hot in here. I was like, God, boy, look, we just walked in. But the AC was actually broken. It wasn't me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about setting an example for your children. Like if Soli and I didn't have the kind of love that we have, our children wouldn't have anything to look up to, you know. And that's like one gift that I want to give to my children. And yeah, so I didn't know where I was going with that, but on to the next subject.
Do what you got to do, right?
You're distracting me. I'm looking at your contracts.
Well,
over
don't
there.
look at my contracts. Look at what you're doing,
Okay.
and let me do what I'm doing. This is what I'm talking about.
Oh,
When
you
you
have to
talk
keep
about-
marriage a priority when kids become a priority. That's, yeah, just like I said, like that's why Soli and I, we actually have a trip coming up in September. We are going on a vacation, not a vacation, but a vacation with a bunch of our friends and some people I don't know, but I'm excited to know them. And just couples, and you know, we might be doing the same thing, and where or we're going to give each other advices and what works for them, because sometimes I need other people's advices, you know. And we used to feel guilty like leaving our children on long vacations, but you know what? Those kids need a vacation from us. Like, they truly love hanging out with their cousins, with my mom, because the cousins and the mom does not have any rules for them. And we are forever yelling at them, forever telling them what they can and cannot do. On the ride home from dinner, Mong told me that Valentina says that I'm mean and that Mong's really nice because I yell too much.
Funny.
But Valentina is not being herself. So, she is horrible right now. Okay, how do you address things that bother you and that involves a tough conversation? We just talk
Again,
about
just
it.
bring it up.
Just bring it up. Like,
Say, hey, I need to talk
unfortunately,
to you, and it's important.
yeah. If I hear that, it is something I did wrong.
When I say
To
I need
make
to
it
talk
happen.
to you, it's important. We need to talk right now.
And I never have anything important to talk to you about. Nothing. Besides, can we go on vacation? Does Soli and you do? Oh, what does Soli and you do to show each other the love and attraction? That the love and attraction is still there between you two. Well, so Soli grabs my butt a lot. That's how he first got my attention, and we have 20%
Then
battery.
you better hurry it up.
So we're gonna end it pretty soon. We're down to the nitty gritty, and yeah, I'm always like, I'm so goofy. When he's working, I'll give him a lap dance. I'll do things that probably no one's ever seen.
Shit annoys me. I'm trying to work right now.
But I'm always doing things like that, and then he's always trying to like get all close to me at night, and I'm always trying to do things like just to mess with him, just because that's how we show love. Yeah, that's what we do, and we like to feed each other. We love going out to eat. That's why we still have some parent weight on us.
Way to a man's heart
Who
is through
normally
his
apologizes
stomach.
first when you have an argument? Me. I don't like to hold grudges, and so therefore I am always, you know, like, hey, I'm so sorry about whatever. You know, like, you may, if even if I don't agree with what he said, I would still say, you know, that's just my opinion, and I'm sorry that, you know, you feel that way, you know, but I just wanted you to know how I feel, even if we don't agree with it. Like, but I'm always the first to say sorry. Always.
Not always.
Most of the time, so
Don't,
it's
I hate
not
the word
even
always. Stop using the word always, because it's not always.
always.
Always means always.
And I always do it.
Sometimes.
Okay. Arguments. How do you settle it? I win. That's how we settle it.
All right.
Toughest moments in marriage. Oh God, like I said, our toughest moments were definitely, gosh, when Sully lost his job. That was tough on our marriage. We lost, you know, a few pregnancies. That was tough on our marriage. all those toughness though brought us to where we are now. Like, it made us stronger. Back then it seemed like it was the worst part of our lives. Why is it happening? Why are we dealing with this? But it was something that was given to us to create who we are now, and that's what trying times are meant for. How has your relationship grown since dating to now marriage? I think I already asked that question.
Yeah.
Well, I have changed. I've only changed since last December when I went out of the country. I'm not gonna lie to you. I became a different person. I things that Sully would talk about, I would have no interest in it. Like
other people.
Yeah, like politics and all that. I mean, just like grown people's conversations. I had no interest until I saw a whole nother world, and now all I want to do is travel the world and get to know other cultures and engage myself in it and share my culture and actually dig into my own culture as well, because I thought I knew about my culture a lot of, and I do. But I wanted to do something a little bit more for my family and for my children and for my nieces and nephews and stuff when they get older and they want to maybe learn anything that's, you know, about our family. So I started a blog. I will launch it when I get home. I'm excited about that because the blog is going to basically have everything about my life. My life is kind of interesting because I feel like it was interesting because I have 4 kids. That wears me out sometimes.
Your life is not that interesting. You better chill out.
I know, but it's weird. It's like, it's not interesting. I want to say it's, it could either be it could be a lesson, it could be inspiring, it could be so many different things because I'm still learning, and
as you should be.
Yeah, and so I want to share that, you know, and I want to be able to do all of that.
If you stop learning as a person, you're dying. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not trying to listen to other people's perspectives and understand how other people live their lives.
Okay, we're going to have to sign off after it gets to 10% low batteries,
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Hurry up.
What's the best thing that you love about each other? I honestly love his dad bod.
Well, that's going to change because I'm going to get fit.
He said
I'm
this.
gonna get
He said this like, what, 3 months ago?
I'm going to get ripped. You're going to be able to wash clothes on my stomach.
Oh my God, too funny. No, and I just love that he helps me grow. Okay. Thank you too for your open honesty. Oh, I got a good lady. Oh, Saul, you got a good lady. I knew that. Thank you, Brandy. I'm just kidding.
What about me? What about
Max?
What about me?
So we have a second child named Maxwell, and he is always like everything. Like if I would say, "Hey, Sullivan, you did a great job." What about Max? That's where he gets it from Sully. Oh, hi, Sai. So Phone is a friend of mine that I don't tweet these nasty things, but I send her text.
Don't worry, we're not going to be talking about it.
Oh no, I'm not going to tell her I'm not going to tell the world what you said, but I like to. I have girlfriends that I share all my dirty things with, and yeah. Anything else you guys want to know about us? It's not a lot to know anymore. I just gave up all the information about our marriage, but yeah. So the next, keep your hands to yourself.
Say that, Sai.
Oh my God. Tell him.
I cut my fingernails.
So we are here until Thursday. We, on our anniversary, we spent it at Universal Studios, and it was so fun. We both were like dreading it, and we had so much fun. We had more fun than the kids. It was so fun. What else did we do on our anniversary day? We were just being kids with my mom and our kids, and yeah, I don't know. Then we don't have any plans for the rest of the time, but to go eat. Oh, tomorrow though, guys, I booked an appointment at this Cambodian place, like that. They're gonna dress you, do your hair, your makeup. I'll do my own makeup, and we're gonna take like almost like wedding photos with the Cambodian traditional clothes, and my kids are gonna be in it with us, and I wanted to so bad when we're in Cambodia, but we didn't have time to, and what a better way to do it with all the kids. I mean, it'll be chaotic tomorrow, but it's gonna be so much fun, and the pictures won't look like it's chaotic. So excited for it. Thanks for the tears and laughs. Aww, I know, I hate crying, but y'all know me. I cry quite a bit. Like, I can't even watch a TV show without crying. But I'm just an empathetic person. What else? He's working, obviously. Hi, Sandy. Love the stories. I know, we're cray. I know, our life is just cray, but I'm glad we're able to share it with you guys, and I hope that you guys take some things out of it to know whatever struggles that you may be going through right now. Communication and trust. If you have those two things, you're going to make it. If anything, just know that you have each other, and yeah, and everything will be great. I mean, and if you ever want to talk to us about anything, we're here. I mean, we can
Date
give
night.
you, yeah, we love date nights with other couples. That's one of our favorite things that we do. We do it quite often. Oh, thank you, Lily, Lucy's mommy. I love you too, and I love sharing the stories, and I love stories about your daughter. Yeah, so we'll do more of these about relationships later, but I hope you guys have a wonderful week. It's Monday, right? Monday. We are so confused with our dates now, so, but we'll be back home on Thursday kicking it. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was so much fun talking to you guys, and thank you for all the questions, those great questions. So love you.
Peace.
Okay, how do I turn this on?